We're now at module 4, lesson 1. So this week we're going to start covering DeFi over the next 7 episodes. So if you haven't already, don't forget to comment. If you've got any questions on the course, smash that like button if you can. That'll really help us with the YouTube algorithm. Obviously, this is a free course. We're trying to get out there to help people. So obviously, your help is much appreciated. And if you could subscribe to the channel as well, that'd be great. So let's get into it. So DeFi. So what does DeFi stand for? So DeFi stands for decentralized finance. So if you think about like what we're in at the moment is CeFi. So CeFi is basically centralized finance. So like that'd be the banks, government controlled, corporation controlled. So for example, like they could print more money as this can be going on now. They could block our money. I guess they could freeze our account. They could close down our bank account if they want to. They could stop us from, say, like, if there was a transaction coming in from like, you had like some kind of internet website and they didn't like it, they could block you for 6 months. So you'd have to prove where the money's come from, etc. They could steal your money, like what happened with Cyprus in 2013, where there was a haircut, etc. And I guess they can limit you, like how much you can send out your bank account every day, etc. And things like credit cards would have expensive fees, 4 or 5%. Loans could be expensive. So there's that. So basically, what is DeFi? So DeFi is it's basically just code on a blockchain, which is then on a smart contract. So, for example, you could have like we went through, say like USDC, which is the digital dollar. You got UST, which is Tether, and you got DAI. And obviously we had UST, which was Terra Luna, which went to zero. So, like I said before, we know that algorithmic stablecoins don't seem to work. So, with that, so for example, let's just say I wanted to buy Ethereum. I can then sell the Ethereum, and I don't want to pull it back to my bank, so I can sell the Ethereum through my DeFi wallet, trade it into, say, USDT or USDC. So I'm holding it in $1. I can buy back Ethereum. I can wait, and it gives me that flexibility to stop me moving. And also, I don't have to use exchanges. Like, for example, if I went to Coinbase, they only say support, like, 32 tokens, for example. And that would be a downside. And also, it's because they're regulated. They can also block your payments. Like, they've also recently said, like, your crypto on Coinbase, for example, you're not covered. And we've seen now with things like Celsius now, people have used CeFi. So again, CeFi was an experiment in the crypto space. Things like Celsius, BlockFi, Vault, and a couple like that. Obviously, the only one, like I said, that seems to be still standing really is Nexo. Voyager's been in trouble as well. So most of these have gone bankrupt. Celsius is going for a Chapter 11. Vault is going for a Chapter 11. So the beauty about DeFi is you still control the private keys of your wallet. So then you could take those funds, for example, and I'll go through this on a few pages now, but you could take those funds, you can move them into a smart contract, you could put them into a pool, and then you could earn an interest on your money. So say, for example, you could earn like 10% on your money. And I'd stay away from like stablecoin pools. For example, Terra Luna was paying 20% in the UST pool. Obviously that went bust. Everyone lost all their Terra Luna because it was obviously a stable coin that wasn't stable. So obviously, yeah. So there are risks though when you get involved in a smart contract. For example, it could get hacked, the pool, and that's happened to me. I lost $40,000 in a pool when I was in a pool called Value. It was called YFI at the time. No, it was YFI. I think it was YF. No, YFI is the big one. No, it was called YFV, something like that. And then they changed the value, and the pool got hacked and it never recovered. Obviously, they gave us an airdrop of new funds, but the pool never recovered. So there are risks involved in doing DeFi pools, and I'll go through those. But pretty much in a nutshell, you get, like I said, you can keep your ETH, not sell it. All of this can be done on the Ethereum blockchain. There are downsides using DeFi on Ethereum, like the gas can be very high, but you can use it now on layer 2, like Polygon, like I was saying. Things like that. So, like I said, as it gets a bit more complicated this week, I'll try and make things a lot more interactive. So I'll show stuff on screen as I'm going and talk you through it. because obviously if you listen and watch, you probably retain like statistically 20 to 30%. If you actually follow me step by step what I'm doing, you can retain say 80 to 90%. So we'll try and make it a lot more interactive as we go through. But obviously we've been through all the basics now. We'll start going for DeFi. Module 5 we'll go through NFTs and things like that, how to create them, how to kind of value them, etc. We'll go through all that in the next episode. Then we'll start going through taxes and things like that. So DeFi. So for example, right, so we're on CoinGecko now. So you could go to, you could do this on CoinMarketCap as well. As I said before, I just prefer CoinGecko myself. So you could go to exchanges, and then you've got decentralized exchanges, which is DeFi. So if you go to DeFi, for example, so you can see Uniswap is number one. You got Curve Finance, PancakeSwap, Dodo, Uniswap on Polygon. So there's shitloads of them. And you can see, look, if you look here, Uniswap is basically dominating the market with 43%. So that is one good thing. Obviously, Uniswap's a big one. Uniswap's the original, pretty much. So, for example, here, this is a website called DeFi Pulse. Now, when I got into DeFi, I came in around March 2020. The value of DeFi at that time was around 9 billion. I saw it explode then all the way up to, just moved out the way. Yeah, I saw it explode all the way up to 86. I've seen it go over 103 billion. So I got in pretty early, and I made money in DeFi through staking. You can see that what the maker dominance is, DeFi Pulse, and obviously you can see makers dominating the DeFi space for lending, Uniswap for DEXs, so decentralized exchanges. Like I said, Coinbase is a centralized exchange. And then you've got Aave for lending, Compound for lending. So you can take it through here. You can see kind of like what the value is right now on those platforms, how the platform is in a day, etc. You can play around with that. So Aave, for example. So if you haven't already, go back to, I think it was Module 3, Episode 1, and set yourself up on MetaMask. So MetaMask is the first one you can use for a DeFi wallet. There are loads. There's Trust Wallet. Depends what you're using. This Phantom Wallet if you're using the Solana network. So there's plenty you can use, but there's Coinbase Wallet as well you can use for DeFi. So if you haven't, go back to the video on how to set up your MetaMask wallet so you can use that. So for example, now I'm in on MetaMask, so I can go on Launch App here, and I can agree, and it'll take me through, and I can connect my wallet. So I connect my browser wallet, and you'll see here I can connect straight to my MetaMask. So I'll just connect to this account, and I'm in. So I can now start exchanging. So you can see my wallet address is in. So you can see I got no money on this platform in this wallet. These are just dummy wallets. So I can play around with this though. So I could say, okay, I can stake. I can look at the markets. So I can borrow money on these platforms, for example. So like I said, I can stick DAI in this pool. I can borrow DAI at 11%. Normally you've got to put collateral in. Normally say 120% of what you borrow, but then you get it back out once you come out of the pool. But obviously that's to cover the borrowers in the pool. Like I said, the biggest risk in DeFi is that the pool gets hacked. So you want to basically try and stick to a reliable platform, and obviously a bigger pool, I guess, in a way that if it does get hacked, the pool's probably got enough funds so they can replenish the people that lost the money in the pools. So for example, you could go to staking here. So if I bought Aave here, I could stake. I could earn 9% on Aave, or I could get this one ABPT, and I could earn 19% if I stake it. I can go in the governance pools, so you can see what I can stake. There are pools as well where you can stake like Ethereum with say like a shitcoin. You need to be careful with that. I'd be more geared towards staking Ethereum with like wrap Bitcoin or something like I don't know, like USDC for example, because you've got to be careful of impermanent losses. Because if you go into a pool and say Ethereum was worth $500 when you went into the pool, and there's another token that was $10, now that token drops to $1, you end up losing loads of Ethereum because you say a 50-50 pool. your Ethereum, it gets eaten away to go into that shit token, and you end up getting screwed over. So you have got to be careful of that. There's a website you can use actually where you can check your liquidity when you're in pools. It's called Liquidity Vision. So you can go to Liquidity Vision and you can see exactly what's going on in the pools. But play around with it, test around with small amounts. We'll do some interactive stuff as we go through the lessons anyway. But that's a few things you could do on Aave. So again, compound will be the same, 11s. You can see what's going on compound, for example. So just click on app, connect my MetaMask. I'm going to connect. Okay, so same kind of thing. See, I can put collateral in to borrow. I can put collateral. And the good thing about this, see, why is DeFi better? Like I said, you put collateral on Celsius, like everyone was using CeFi, the interest rates were good, but basically we ended up getting fucked up the arse, to put it nicely, because Celsius have obviously gone bankrupt now and they're in a Chapter 11. So a lot of the token holders are going to get screwed over. Luckily, myself, I pulled a lot of my funds out, but I have got a sell token on there, so I'm not going to take a haircut. I'm just going to stay long term on that, but it is what it is. But you can see on here though, like some of the APIs you can in. You don't want to be going in anything where it's like 200% APY, because obviously the higher the interest, the higher the risk. But you don't want to be going in anything shit as well. You need to weigh it up and think, okay, I'm not going to take the risk if I'm not going to make any money, because it's too risky. And why take the risk? Weigh up the risk ratio before you go into some of these pools. But some of these pools, like I said, you can earn really good yields. Like Aave token here, you can earn 8.31. So, and then you'd be coming to. So let's just say we wanted to go in a pool. So I'm on Uniswap. So I'd go on Launcher. So you would say, like, I'd find the pool that I wanted to go in, for example. Let me connect my wallet. Okay, I'm going to connect. Okay, so on Uniswap, you'd need to, let's have a look at top pools, right? So let's say I wanted to go in DAI USDC. Now that's a sensible one because they're both stable coins. So there's not really going to be a lot of movement. But obviously the lower the risk, the lower the reward. So obviously what the maker fees in the pool are 0.05%, which was pretty low. But you can play around and you can look for different pools. Like for example, Wrap Bitcoin allows you to trade your Bitcoin for Wrap Bitcoin, and allows you then to put your Bitcoin into DeFi through the Ethereum network. Obviously, that's been a safe play so far to date. I don't know though whether Wrap Bitcoin fails. Obviously, it's not the real Bitcoin; it's Bitcoin on the Ethereum network. So it's kind of like you're swapping your real Bitcoin out to have like a fake Bitcoin on the Ethereum network. Seems to work at the moment. You can kind of see what values are in the pool, what the volumes are in the 7-day, 24-hour. So you can keep, like I said, you can keep going through these pages, and you can find stuff. And there are other places you can go as well to find stuff. But again, like Ape Swap and ETH, 1%. Obviously, the risk is there. Like I said, if Ape Swap token drops too much, you could lose your ETH through impermanent losses. So there's a few. So let's say, for example, I wanted to go in the DAI USDC pool. I'd click here, right? And I need the DAI USDC. So if I go back to overview, so let's go back to let me close that page. Let's go back to the main Uniswap interface. So you want to go to pool. I want to open a new position. So I'm gonna put some DAI, for example. So I'd select DAI, and then the second pair would be USDC. So obviously, then what you do then, I'd have to own DAI. I'd have to own some DAI in USDC. I'd have to find out what I'm putting in the pool. So if it was 50-50, I'd need to put say 100 quid of DAI in, 100 quid of USDC, and then you match that, and then you'll go to the pool that you're using then, and then you basically so you create liquidity here, and then you fund the pool by putting your money in. So you would do this. Obviously, the risk is, like I said, if you do it on some of the riskier ones, you could lose your money. Like I said, I'll go through this more. If this is overcomplicated, don't worry. We'll go through it more as we go through, and I'll actually put a small amount of funds in some pools to show you how to do it. And we'll go through it interactive one by one. But this is just a taster of DeFi. and I'll show you some pools, and I'll show you some pools I've lost money in as well, so you can have a look. So anyway, I hope that kind of like shows a little bit on DeFi. Like I said, we'll go for it more as the episodes go on, and I'll see you tomorrow for episode 2. Cheers, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well.